Morning, folks. It's another early start. I don't always do this in winter, but I think the last couple times it's been an early start because I roll over and I think I had to go fishing today, and then I don't go back to bed at 3:30 in the morning. So it's a little after 5. I got a little bit of a drive, and I got a new boat. Well, I've had this boat. I've just totally rehabbed it, tricked it out, playing around with a lot of different new riggings I've never done on this boat. And we get there, I'll do about a stern, show you what it's about. But it's another throw and go rig. It is a discontinued boat that I got up to 7.2 mile an hour with the Torpedo when I first rigged it. It is the Native Ultimate 14.5 Solo. It's a cool boat. All right, so here's the rig, the Native Ultimate 14.5. They don't make it anymore. I did get this boat up to 7.2 mile per hour empty a couple years ago when I rigged it for the first time. These style boats are commonly referred to as hybrids. It's somewhere between kayak and canoe. The advantages are that they're lightweight and you can drag them in places because they're lightweight. I think this is like a 63-pound hull. Of course, I've added stuff to it. If you think of some of the other boats that are not really made anymore that are similar to this, the Wilderness Systems Commander, the Jackson Kayak Kilroy, and some would say, oh, they still make the Kilroy HD. Yes, but they built it up so much it lost the advantage of being really lightweight. Of course, I've done that here too. I have the Torpedo on it. I got an anchor at the back and also one at the front here. I built special plates for that. I like having the anchor so that when it comes up, it does not hit the hull. That's why this Scotty anchor boom is good. I got the drag strap here. I've replaced where the handle is. This is all tied into the threaded inserts that the handle was originally on. I just added longer bolts. I have two different groovy consoles from Boondocks. The one at the back can be removed. It has the Yak Attack bases there, the lock and load bases, in 3 rod holders, 2 cup holders, a camera mount, and a little sidearm on the back there that I can add the camera on that side. A couple track packs. I got the seat in the low position. I can move it up to these 2 Yak Attack GT175s for a higher perspective. I'm choosing not to do that today because this river is up. We got logs and stuff floating away. I do not want to be in the higher perspective. Paddle holder, foot control, steering, camera mounts. You know, I've tricked it out. I've actually added some foam here to the bottom just as extra flotation. And if you look underneath my landing net, this is an NRS flotation bag. I have one at the back as well. One of the disadvantages of this style boat is that it is not self-bailing. So I keep a sponge, and if I really swamp it, I have this manual just hand bilge pump. So yeah, that's the rig. This is its I'm gonna say second maiden voyage. We'll see how this goes. It for sure is something I can collapse all into something that I can drag through the woods if need be. Obviously, that's not the case today. We got a ramp. So let's take one more look, and we'll get out there, catch some smallmouth. So part of any shakedown cruise, and by that I mean first time in a kayak after you've done pretty extensive rigging, is just paddling it. I can fire up the motor, zoom across to, you know, the destination I'm most interested in fishing, but I'm gonna stay close to this shore, fish this area for a minute, and just paddle it. Well, there's a good looking eddy right there. I bet you there's a fish. When I rigged it, I had the seat in high position, and had to make some adjustments to get it down. You know, it was designed to be both high and low, but at some point I took out some of the hardware down here, and I gotta dig that up, put it back in. But for now, it's sitting on the ground and strapped in with a Yak Attack strap is doing the trick. So let me tuck in here. I bet you there's a fish. Bringing the anchor up. I'm gonna creep forward a little bit more in the eddy. Haven't gotten any bites so far. I'm going to work the top of the eddy, the classic eat spot of dead water, as far up in the eddy as you can get it, and then I'll move on. The nagging doubt of wondering, have I just put my jig somewhere where there aren't any fish? And I'm being patient, letting it sit for 4 minutes. That's what you got to fight. That being said, I'm not going to give, you know, a full hour to an eddy that I don't know has a good concentration of fish. I really think that most eddies that have a big area where there's foam that isn't moving have at least some fish, and that's the sort of, you know, positive mental attitude that I try to rely on when I have that nagging doubt of, have I just put my jig somewhere where there are no fish? There's a lot of fish in this river. Just because you put it where there are fish doesn't mean they're going to eat it either. So I would operate on the assumption that there are fish here, and maybe they're just not ready to eat yet. But so much of that comes down to reading water effectively. And this breeze is we got a little bit of a breeze that's making it tougher to do that. I can't, you know, just with a little bit of a disturbance on the surface and the wind coming upstream, I can't read it very well. But that's also when hopefully you've done your homework and you've found a couple spots that you know, yep, these are proven winter holes. Where I'm sitting is not. So I think I've given it long enough. Let's move up some more. So the propulsion is, as I recall it, very efficient. I'm using very little power to get upstream at about 3.4 mile an hour. I got lots of range and lots of speed if I need it. I'm going to need not necessarily the speed as much as the ability to punch up through a lot of current as we get further upstream. And I got it because the whole thing's set up super efficiently. It's more than lightweight. It's length of webbed surface. It's the ability to move the seat forward in the boat. The whole package just super efficient. and super fast if you want it to be fast. They're super long range if you don't necessarily need to go fast. I'm enjoying. What? I was gonna pick up this trash, but it's not trash. It's I got a pumpkin. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the pumpkin in the river. It's pretty funky. Yep, you got a funky pumpkin. It is. Yeah, that's an organic compound. I'll just leave that. Interesting. Okay. I'm retying because I broke off a big fish. At least I know where there's a fish. Like, I had him on a good while. And I think I'm an idiot, and I horsed him just a little bit. Like, I had him hooked good. And it was on TRD gobies on one of my finesse jigs. So I'm loading up. There's probably several fish in there. But it was sitting, it had probably been sitting on bottom for 2 minutes. And it just kind of, I didn't feel a tap. I just said, it feels weird. Set the hook. Yeah, he was on there. So, it's for sure a log jam down in there where I got bit and where I broke off. Did I break off because of the log jam down there? I don't know, but calm water, current out here, somewhere in between, plenty of wood, and I'm snagged in it pretty good. But yeah, he was right in here. All kinds of wood. Shot right in that mess. Yep, they're in that wood. Okay, got one. Good. All right. You will see he did not take it deep at all. Just barely had him hooked. So broke one off in there. I got this one. It's, I don't know, how big are you? I'm just glad to get one. Broke the seal. Yeah, he's about 16 and a half. Okay. Yes. Good. Oh man, I really don't have my stuff together with this rig yet. Alright, we're gonna take him away from his friends. And I think he has friends. Good. What are you eating? There's not a lot of smell there. I don't think he has been eating. Alright, we'll put him out here. See ya. Let's go back in. I'm glad I got a jig with the bristle guards on there. It will snag, but it really cuts down on how often it happens. So I will take them and fan them out. I could probably push that a little harder. I ordered the stiffest bristle guard I could find. in this size. There's a certain pinhole size, and it's a weird one. I can't remember what it is right now. But honestly, I had to order like a whole bunch of different ones to be like, oh wait, I ordered 5 of these. One of these is right. That's tackle crafting. All right, caught a fish. Let's see if we can do it again. So I'm making a list of all the things I want to change with the rigging of this boat. Right now, I was paddling with the motor to get up through there just to give myself some stability. And I keep banging this hand on the Anchor Wizard crank. It's too close. I want to slide it forward on that track. Also, I'm not using the paddle park at all. So I'm going to move the Anchor Wizard forward, take the paddle park off, because the paddle is actually really happy right here on my lap. So I'm just documenting that now. And I'll get home and make some adjustments. But it helps to take notes. All right, reapplying some scent. And I'm gonna keep moving up this bank. It's not the only log jam, you know, on this side of that island. So there's some pretty big ones, pretty big tree trunks. Some good stuff on that side. You know, sometimes it's just an entire area, and sometimes it's just one spot. And I'm gonna bank on, hey, let's let that rest. But let's bank on there being more fish in this area on log jams. Get in there. That's a big. Oh, that's a big. That's definitely a big. Okay. This fish was just barely just out in front of my kayak. Really not very far. He didn't take it very deep. TRD gobies on my finesse jig. See how big this one is. It's a good one. You know, it's just an area that I think in lower flow, the current that flows through here isn't much. But today, there's current. Yeah, he's 18 and a half. Yeah. Good fish. Oof. You're a good fish. Good job. Yep. Yes. So, wood at the end of this island. Calm water. Short cast. I mean, it was, I felt him. It went pop. And it was, sometimes a shorter cast will really help you out. But let me go ahead and get a quick release for the Instagram. All right, nice 18 and a half incher in cold water on the TRD, Z-Man TRD gobies. Let's go ahead and let this guy go. There she goes. That's where she was. In this log jam, right at the end of this island. Foam was just sitting here. Feels good. It does feel good. You know, to fish for 2 hours and stop in different places and try to get something going and fail and just not have anything and then break one off. But you know, even that failure of breaking one off, I was I was frustrated, but also like, ooh, I'm on them. I found an area. And that, you know, I think if you get too down on yourself, you're not in the right frame of mind to capitalize. Man, that's a beautiful looking eddy on that side too. Capitalize on what good things you do have going that you got a bite, and you're at least figuring some things out. All right, you know how I was taking notes on the things I needed to fix with that rigging? I've implemented most of those, and Cooper here is driving me up to Lake Marburg. I'm going to show you a little bit more in depth what I changed, why I decided to change it, and maybe show you some of the other details that I didn't on the initial bow to stern. What this boat is good for. Put everything inside, drag it with I'd say an informal access point. So everything is self-contained. It's fairly lightweight in the boat itself, and I'm carrying all the gear I need. It stays put inside, self-contained. All right, so I brought a fishing rod, but I'm not gonna fish. I really just wanted it to check placement of things like, am I happy where these rod holders are? Am I happy with it propped up here? You know, let's go ahead and go over what I changed though. The original rigging had this Boondocks Groovy console up high, and when I got down there I realized, hey, I'm reaching like almost above my shoulder level behind me to pull a rod out, and that just didn't work. So I went ahead and dropped it down. It's actually hard installed here on the bottom. While we're down here, let's take a closer look at something I didn't really show you the first time. Coop, move in close so you can see what we got going on here. If you can zoom on this, but this is going to be alarming to some people. But I drilled a hole in the side. I actually did it on both sides, so you can see the outside there, and you can see if I start leaning in like this, water is squirting in. Well, the other side of that is if I swamp and I bring a lot of this water in there, I can bring this ashore and pretty quickly tilt it, and that water can drain out there pretty easily. So that was an intentional hole put in right about the water level. One of the things with the hybrid kayaks is that they're just vulnerable to not being self-bailing. So I wanted something in there. Actually, I have lots of things in here to make self-bailing less of a hassle. And these kind of reverse drain plugs are one of them. I got a good bit of the water out just by tilting that, but the remaining part, we'll go ahead and use the sponge. The other one, and I did use it yesterday while I was out, was, and I have it kind of leashed in there. This hand bilge pump say that is filled and I need to get some water out of there. This clears it pretty quick. And it's always going to live with this boat. So while not having a self-bailing boat is sort of a bummer in some respects, you have such a lightweight rig, you gotta deal with it. So, the front console, could move over this way so you get a little closer. The front console was way up here. I've moved it back, and I've moved, instead of my track packs being back here, kind of behind the seat, I put them in front of me. I really like having tackle out in front. So I couldn't reach the camera mount yesterday. It was so far forward, so that was another thing that was nice to make the adjustment so I could reach this, so I can pick up my main camera and do what I needed to with it. I put some foam along the rails here. I kept finding my paddle was hitting that and just banging and possibly spooking fish. I moved some of this foam. This foam right here is kind of nice because you can put things like the battery on it and it doesn't slide around. I put a little bit more of it underneath the seat just to stop the creaking of the seat. The throttle, I went from the Attack throttle where I could get it up pretty high to the flush mount. I moved the anchor wizard forward. Everything on this side I left clean. Everything that I'm operating that is some sort of apparatus, from paddle holder to the anchor wizard to the throttle, is on one side. That way I can get in and out on this right side, and it's pretty clean. I think what else I changed. I think that's about it. So I'm gonna hop in, rip around, see what kind of speed it gets now. I know that this did at one point, without anything on there, get up to 7.2 mile an hour, and it's a really nice speed. Really makes for an efficient setup. Pretty good adjustments that I made. I'm happy that the rod isn't way up here. I'm really happy with this console closer, especially with the track packs. I can reach my tackle really easily here. I do have to make some adjustments to kind of kick this out so this actually snaps in cleaner than it is. I gotta mess with that. Part of that is the rotor grip is rubbing on the side of that, so I'll scoot that in a little bit. The camera mount is where I can reach it. I love everything at arm's length, and I've achieved that. And I love the tackle packs there, or the track packs. Throttle here is good. I can still access the anchor wizard here, and the one in the back, I'm a little bit crowded by that rod holder. I'll probably slide this up just a little bit. Still have my T-rein with my pliers on one side, and it's tucked down in there, but the scissors are on the other. I think I'm going to move one of these to the other side. I access rods back here easier. I turn right easier than I turn left, but overall, good shakedown cruise. I think I want some foam here, just like I did the foam on this side. I love how quiet that is. I could use some of that right there. Yeah, I'm happy. A few more adjustments, but this is the process. You rig something, you take it fishing, you take notes on what you didn't like or what needs to be changed, what needs to be added, what is too much and you just want to do without. You go back home, you rig some more, and then you do another shakedown cruise. And by now, I'm really happy with this rig. Really good, throw and go, drag through the woods, kind of set up. Nice and lightweight, very utilitarian. Coop wanted to go. It's got a lot of length behind the angler, and that's part of what makes it go fast. There's a lot of room for rods. I like gear weight forward. Everything helps it be super efficient. Alright. Let them rip around for a while. Go home, edit this. It's having fun. Thanks for watching. Alright, Coop. How fast did you get going?
7.7.
You got to 7.7? I've never even gone that fast. You're probably going with the wind though.
This is way more.
What do you think? Think you're tired of me filming you?